I got the fucking booby prize. Shit. Hey, fellas, welcome to the show today. I guess you guys heard me mention that. Excuse that. My mom's back in the hospital again. My mom cried wolf so much that today I didn't even believe her. But I went over there, she actually was fucked up. So anyways, what's going on, fellas? It's Saturday afternoon. If you're hanging around, jump on the chat. I'll be looking at the chat today. And I'm going to go over some of the comments. But what I really want to do is do a funny paper. You know? I call a certain site my funny papers. Because every time I went there, I'm like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. I'm not going to name the site. I'll tell you what site it is. But you'll hear me do podcast shows on some of their posts and shit like that. Like here's one. Am I being too overactive here? And here's another one. Better not say that. Well, how to respond when a girl says, I'm a lesbian. And girls will say that to guys who they call bugaboos. They don't want anything to do with you. You're obviously hoe chasing, and she's had to come out and say she's a lesbian just to get rid of you. That's just so disgusting. I've talked to girls who have said that. They're the ones who told me that. A double standard race and game discussion. Uh-oh. This more than likely is an Asian guy. Either black or Asian. But the first one, am I being too overreactive here? And usually when guys write that, they are. I'm going to have Jovina pay attention to what I'm talking about so she can sit in on the conversation as well. Because I feel like bugging her today.
Oh, bugging?
Yeah, bugging her and making her do some work too.
Why you gotta be a bugaboo?
I don't know. It's just my nature, Jovina.
Yeah.
If I got to be tortured, you got to be
tortured by what?
by doing this shit. You got to be tortured
You
too.
don't have to torture yourself for that.
Yeah.
Save it for another day.
Yeah. Hold on, fellas. Okay.
You should take your pills, by the way.
Yes, I did. Thanks for alerting the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, am I being too overreactive here? Fella writes, had a movie date with a chick 2 weeks ago. I was dead tired after the movie, so we just went home. Anyway, she messaged me and asked me to study with her the next day, but I passed on it since I never study in school. I just find it a huge waste of time and told her I would hit her up again when I'm free. I know. Had a performance the following week, so dating was out for me at this point. The following week. So, okay, he's a performer. Fast forward to 2 days ago, I hit her up. Now, I don't know why you guys think, you do shit like this and you expect a girl to have a good response. You expect her to be sitting around waiting just for you to text her. Bitches have options. At any one time, how many options did you have to go on dates when you had your game going?
Plenty.
How many? How many guys could you have
I
waited for her to call?
like rotation, like 3 or 4 usually.
Ho.
Shut up.
I'm just joking. You know I'm joking.
But my head hurts from that comment right now.
Now you see what I go through.
Why are you trying to give me a headache?
Because if I had to suffer and go crazy over the shit,
I don't have to
I'm going to make
suffer.
you suffer. Some of the shit these
These are your people
knuckleheads do.
you're dealing with. No.
Actually, it's not. This is the funny papers.
Funny papers?
Yeah, the place I call the funny papers, that board I talk about. So simp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Funny papers. Let me go get my...
Excuse me. Yeah. He had a text. Me. Hey, XXX. How's everything going on? Her. Blah, blah. Me. Cool. What nights are you free this week? Let's grab a drink. Her. What makes you so sure I can drink? Me, coffee works fine as well. Her, just kidding. Kind of hectic nowadays. We can go do dinner after class on Saturday. Me, no bueno. No good? Bueno,
No,
good?
bueno is not good.
Have a family dinner that evening. Wait a minute. Wait. He's got a family dinner or get pussy. Family dinner, get your dick wet.
Okay, wait. Is it a special occasion though that he can't miss?
Family dinner.
Yeah, but sometimes a family dinner means something a special occasion, like something.
He just said, he didn't say special occasion, just family dinner.
Okay. Well, if it's just a family dinner, you could skip one family dinner.
Family dinner, fellas. Pussy. Family food. Maybe it's me. I come from a very dysfunctional family, so I'm going to take the pussy. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather get my dick wet than sit there and look at people I couldn't stand my entire life. Don't mean that literally. Maybe some of the time, he writes. She goes, her, okay, blah, blah, blah. What's the problem? Do you see anything wrong?
Okay, blah, blah,
He
blah.
goes, I'm extremely turned off by how she tried to flip the script on me twice. Flip the script.
What? How? I mean,
Am I over?
am I missing something?
Sorry, what? Am I overacting? He's reacting. I didn't see how she's flipping the script. She wasn't available. She said, she did want to go to dinner instead of getting a coffee. I noticed that, but she was put down a time that she can get out.
She gave you choices you couldn't make.
Here's the problem. These males that watch me and watch other people, they come from a base of fear. They think if they respond a certain way, they're going to be seen as needy, and the girl's not going to like them anymore. If they think all girls are trying to take advantage of them and dominate them, so they come from basically they come from a space of fear. And when you come from fear, that's the way you think. That's why he's afraid he's overreacting. He's coming from fear. So I don't see how the idiot's overreacting. He's just a typical dude that spent too many times or much time on these goddamn forums. How to respond when a girl says, "I'm a lesbian." He writes, "Hi all. Hi all. Remember the long post in the place on their forum where everyone shared their best responses to 'I've got a boyfriend'? What do you need a response for about having a fucking boyfriend? And Kitty Cat, why in the fuck are you always on here? Every time I tune in to do a fucking show, you show up.
Kitty Cat. He calls himself.
He had some other name and I banned him. He came up with another name, I banned him. So he learned to, stop doing the stuff he was doing. And now he calls himself Kitty Cat. And now he's worried about a boy in his class that flirts. Or maybe it's not the same guy, because the guy that I was referring to was an adult. I think he was an adult. He had a girlfriend that shit on him, didn't give him any pussy, and fucked other dudes. Money.
Gave her money.
Yeah. So he's a new one that showed up. I thought he was one of the old ones. Because the dude I'm thinking of was in school. This is a high school student. I don't deal with high school students. You got to be an adult to be here, Kitty Cat. So let's get back to this nonsense here. These guys want to come up with something when a girl says, "Oh, I'm a lesbian." How about walk the fuck away? Be an intelligent human away. Recognize that when a girl says that, she's not interested in you. She's trying.
Especially if she's lying.
Yeah.
She's lying for a reason. It's like, she'd rather say that
Yep.
than even talk to you.
I've had girls, get this, because of creepy little weird guys. Notice I said little weird guys, weirdos, basically. I've had girls come up to me and say, "Pretend like you're my boyfriend," just to get these creeps off of them. Isn't that pathetic? Motherfucker's so thirsty, he's chasing around the club and shit. So the only when a girl says she has a boyfriend, thing to do is, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Walk away. That's the only thing that you should do. She's telling you that for a reason. Leave me alone.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. Some guys don't give up because I have used that before. If it was somebody I didn't want to deal with, I just would say, I have a boyfriend. And
really? You?
Yes, me.
Miss Honesty?
If I didn't want to deal with that person or talk to that person, why am I going to torture myself? I wasn't about to torture myself, so I'd rather just say that and say, I'm just here with my friends and blah, 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 and that's it. Some guys would actually, no, you don't really have a boyfriend. You're just saying that. Some guys kind of...
Really?
Yeah, some guys kind of, would catch on.
Then why would they... That's embarrassing to say that, for number one. He should feel like a fool. And he should recognize, okay, she's saying that to get rid of me. How come you guys can't see that?
And it's just like...
What's wrong with your minds where you can't see that?
I just said, no, I have a boyfriend, so that's it. End of story. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Basically, you're not getting my pussy. I'm not fucking with you. So, the lesbian one is like the ultimate. They're trying to turn you off to her. That's what they did.
Yeah, they're trying to
just try to get rid of you.
Exactly.
So if a girl gives you that one,
the ultimate repellent.
Yes, they think it's the ultimate repellent. They realize these guys are so fucked up in the head. They think it's just sexy. Well, can I join?
Some guys are weird like that. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. I can't believe a guy made a post about that shit.
What's really good to have too is like my roommate. A lot of times she says she doesn't like you. She doesn't want to talk to you. Just go. She did that a couple of times. Mm-hmm. Because she could tell that I was not interested.
Yeah, I remember you said that, yeah.
And so she just said, you know what, she's not interested in you, just go away, leave us alone. Because
yeah, she was the
kind of person, she was definitely the kind of person that would do that.
All right, how about the race and double standards in the game? This fellow writes, good, never mind, I was going to say his name, but he's Asian. I should have known. It's usually Asian guys that complain about it. Why they gotta be blonde? Asians have this thing about, blondes.
I guess.
They gotta be blonde. How about a brunette? Regardless of your ethnicity? Hey, I said the word right.
Ethnicity?
It's like talking about how to get hot white girls. How to get hot white girls as an Asian or brown guy is the ultimate crime in the pickup and game community. Yet we talk all day about how to game Asian and Latina girls. I think it comes from American society itself. Yes, it does. After all, interracial relationships are no issue if white guys get with Asian girls. Well, remember, the world's run by white males, and all the forums are run by, except for mine, by white males. They are the dominant people on all the forums. They are the dominant people here in America. They are the dominant race on the planet. So, of course, it's going to be from their point of view. You just got to get used to it. This is the way it is. Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. In fact, a lot of white nationalist types are more than okay with this relationship. Okay. On the other hand, the second a hot blonde, the kind of woman least likely to go interracial in the USA, gets with a minority, there is an uproar. There used to be. Not so much anymore.
Not that much.
Yeah. Not that much anymore. I mean, you're not even allowed to talk about how to game hot blondes or hot white girls in general. What I teach is, because that's all I've mostly fucked was, white chicks. So I'm giving you guys information that works on white chicks. My information don't work so well on black chicks. I talk about intelligent things. Not that sisters are stupid, but if you're looking at the average person in the black community, there is a lacking in education there. You got to come in differently with sisters, and I don't talk about that. I'm talking about, the sisters that, graduate high school and they went and got a job if they're not on welfare. I hate to do that because it sounds like I'm putting the black race down, which I'm not trying to do. But, yeah. Personally, as an Asian guy, I do wish guides existed on gaming hot blondes. That's what all the advice that's put out is actually geared towards. Gaming white chicks. Tariq Nasheed's the only one that I know that put out information on specifically on how to game sisters. He talked about all the different types of sisters in his book. I highly recommend The Art of Macking. That book I read. Want to date a hot Asian or hot Latin girl as a white guy? Show up and be white. This is this fella feeling the racial blues. That's all it really is. In America, you got to get over it. You got to wake up to the truth. I know black guys don't want to hear this, but white folks are the dominant race here. They're the majority, and they're not silent about it. So, the information is all geared towards them. Look at what you learned in school. You didn't learn the African history. You didn't learn about people like Mansa Musa, one of the richest men in the world. We never heard of him. We never heard of Timbuktu. So we learn European history, which is most of it is some bullshit to begin with, but we learned their history. So just get over it. Don't whine about it. I didn't whine about white girls being pulled away from me and scolded for dancing with a black dude, because it made their friends look bad when their friends were trying to get with the white guys in the club and get married and have those 2.5 little white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired babies, little buttermilk complected babies. Excuse me. Yeah, Diet Coke, Mickey D's. I was thirsty. So, what do you think of that, Jovina? He's whining because he's Asian, and he believes that the material that's out there is all designed to go for Asian. There are special people put out certain things, how to game an Asian chick, because the Asian have different culture.
Right.
But most of the information that's put out, in the seduction community is all about how to game white chicks. Like white guys don't know how to game sisters. They don't know anything about black culture. They don't know what they see. They think that we're some negroids that live in ghettos, and they don't have the information on that. Okay.
Unless they're the kind of guys that have,
but they're the kind of guys that aren't not online.
Black friends all their lives, and they've lived around them all, and they've seen it and have experience in
Here's the thing: most of the dudes like that, they were fucking clowns. They never got any sisters. They got, maybe if they're lucky, they got some fat, nasty white chick who's like them. I told you about the bitch that want to have sex with me that I talked into fucking Craig. She had never been with a white guy. She had never been with a white dude. Yeah. And I let him use my bed to do it. For once, my bed saw some all white action. It let some white spew all over the place.
Oh, jeez. And then you slept in that bed?
I didn't think about it. I went back. Yeah, I went home and went right to bed. I didn't think about it.
That's disgusting.
I'm like, smell like some ass up in this room, Craig. What'd you guys do? I'm just kidding. Yeah, actually, I did go right back to bed, though. I did go to bed after they fucking finished.
Didn't even change the sheets or anything.
Yep, didn't change the sheets.
Ew, that's disgusting.
I think he fucked on top of the sheets. That's why. See, Craig learned how to have sex from me. I taught him how to fuck live in person. And you know me, I don't like being on the covers. I like to fuck on top on the spread. I don't like covers on top because your ass got to move up and down, and that cover, it don't feel good. It feels entrapped, like I'm entrapped. I'm in a cage. I'm a Negro in a cage. I had enough of that.
You've never been in a cage a day in your life.
It's in my blood. My ancestors. The ancestors spoke to me. Okay. That's about on quirks, actually. So, silly shit, fellas. Silly shit. Let's see what's going on in the room. Kionta, what's up? Kitty Cat, I already addressed you. How do I handle jealousy and my feelings? Kitty Cat wants to know, there's a guy that's flirting with his crush. Okay. I really hate when guys say I have a crush. That's so feminine and bitch ass. It makes me not even want to talk to you, kitty cat.
He was
He's a kid.
kid.
I now realize he's a kid because he said class. And he acts like a kid. How do I handle jealousy of my feelings? You man up and get over it. She's not with you, is she? You're just the weirdo that's creeping on her from across the room because you ain't man enough to walk over and say hello to her. Ask how she's doing. So you deserve the pain that you're getting. Said weak men don't deserve to breed. It's better for mankind.
Yeah, you're gonna have to forget her. If she's not showing any interest in you, just move on.
Scout Chelsea is saying the game is the game, KC. How you start's how you finish. Stop crushing, thank you, on these girls that don't feel the same way. Thank you. MK Ultra, that's Remo. That's mad. That sounds like Remo. That's mad childish. That's Remo.
Well, he's a high schooler, right?
Yeah, he's high school.
He's a child.
Scout Chelsea, simple. Move on. If she ain't choosing, it ain't popping, fam. Exactly. Move on. I hope they both die of cancer, he says.
What?
That's why I don't like dealing with kids. Don't hate me for it. Your statement is the exact reason why I don't want to deal with kids. You guys are immature as fuck. I can't deal with that. I'm 57.
Give a child.
I have grandkids. Some old ass grandkids too.
No, 15 is old.
Scout Supreme, how did you get rid of negative friends, especially those that you've accustomed to hang out? I stopped calling them. I stopped hanging out with them. And I stopped going out with them. I said, no, I'm not going out anymore, man. Dropped them, pretty much. Scout, be careful with what you wish for, KC. Kionta, hey, what's up? Who pays on the first date? Okay, you're talking datey shit. The man pays. Okay? I don't know why dudes are suddenly, I want her to pay half.
You have to.
You're not talking player stuff. You didn't ask me a player question. You asked me a data question. I gave you a data answer. Kionta, put yourself on your avatar and stop hiding like a bitch, kitty cat. Now he's going to start fighting. Scout Chelsea. Yeah, Kionta, he has to change himself. No girl wants that energy around from what we see. Angelo, what's up, Angelo? And now Angelo's trying to school him. You got to recognize the kitty cat is a young fella. Okay? So you're like a child. What movie was that again? Avatar, from Avatar. Like a child. Okay? You're dealing with a child mind here. So don't waste your time. Kionta is not an old fart. I'm the old fart. Kitty cat. All right. Funny papers.
Oh, goody. Funny papers.
Yeah. So far, you know what? It's never really funny, though.
So why is it called funny papers?
Because it's so pathetic, I want to laugh, but I can't. It's just that bad.
Okay.
Someone's asking, what makes a good-looking girl hot or someone you want to fuck? We all have different tastes.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Have you not ever heard that? Everyone has a different view of beauty. No, it's true.
I was getting ready to do a Red Fox, you know, and I beheld numbers of ugliness. I'm coming, Elizabeth. That's very true. A lot of people, they don't realize there's racial differences, racial preferences. Black dudes, we tend to like girls with a fat ass. Someone posted a picture of Obama and his wife, and her butt was sticking out in the picture.
She can't help that.
Yeah, and I was making a compliment. A white guy that was one of my aerobic students and also a training client made a comment. Yeah, you're right. Her ass is huge, and I made a comment back to him that and you know basically delicious. And it's what us black dudes like. And he says to each his own. And I said, well, hey, we got the tools to handle that. And I can certainly handle it.
Yeah,
a big butt.
Tall,
yeah, a NASA tall, no ass at all.
Or a spankle, like
A spankle, yeah, that's a spankle. That's what spine and ankle connect. One line, knock yourself out. There was a time when white guys, no, it wasn't white guys. It was white women. They thought white dudes really wanted flat asses. They didn't want a bump back there. They were embarrassed because they had a little bump in the back.
Like in the 80s to the
It was actually the
90s.
70s. More in the 70s.
Yeah, but it's still in the 80s.
It's still going on then.
That's why they designed those jeans the way they did, high-waisted, so they made you look more...
Flat.
Yeah.
A lot of white chicks had flat asses back then. I don't know where white chicks are getting the asses from nowadays, where it's going just to their butts.
Food, hormones.
It's got to be the fucking hormones, something. But suddenly white girls are getting booties. I had to look hard to find white girls with a booty when I was out there hunting. Because that's, I learned that my dick won't get up unless there's some ass. And as Jovian learned about me, I'm all about the ass. What do you got to say about that? Yeah, not in the ass, but yeah. Yeah, I'm all about, the shape of a girl's ass. So beauty really is in the eye of the beholder. We all have different preferences. I finally started telling these white guys on forums that, don't push your racial shit on me just because you like tiny little chicks. Like this guy over in a foreign country fucking Thais. And he's like a 6'3" white dude. Big guy. But he didn't get it down there. So he's over there fucking little tiny Asian girl looking things. He actually tried for Diana too. He used to try to flirt with her when they were working out. He went to her hair and went like this to her. I want to knock them fuck out for Roger.
Did she say anything?
No. I was ready to knock him. Because Diana's, Diana said she's up to 118 pounds now.
That's pretty good. She was down a little bit.
Yeah, she was down because of cancer.
It's always been kind of
lean. No body fat. And that's how Roger, he likes them tiny, He's 6'2", big white dude, and he likes them tiny. Because
it is what it is.
That's what I always took it as, because guys who are, we all have different size of units, and guys, like that, they like starving Asian types because they're smaller inside. So they feel like big men. That's why a lot of these nerds, you've seen the videos of nerds going to Asian countries and, getting Asian chicks and being all big and bad, thinking they're cool and shit. These fucking geeks. They can't get one of their own race because, the white chick would laugh them out of the room and spit on them. Never believe women don't fantasize about big cocks. Watch this reaction. I did a talk on that one the other day. And I heard some women say that they don't want them too big. But the guy who brought it up is obviously have some dick issues. And all he's going to do is just destroy himself. That's all he's going to do. Now, I made mistakes before of asking about, the size of guys' dicks and girls' past. And that just ends up being a mistake. Because then you start thinking about it, like, Mr. 9.5. You start, thinking about, I can't beat that. You start thinking shit.
Yeah, don't ask if you don't want to know the answer.
Yeah, I say don't ask, period. Okay? Now, when I was in the game, I didn't really care. If you care about somebody, then it's going to be important to you. If you don't care about them, then it's not important. Well, actually, a lot of you guys lack game, so you're going to care about the shit. Scout Chelsea says, the game is the game, KC. Yeah, how you start, how you finish. Thank you. I've already read that. Let's go down to the bottom, see what's new before we close out the show. I don't want to stay on too long. As I said, leave Kitty Cat alone. He's going to have to learn to grow up. Kionta, my girl from Ghana asked last night, why do women here act more important than men? LOL. It's a culture. She's probably referring to black women too.
Maybe women in general, I think.
I don't know. Let's ask. Does she mean women in general or black women? Don Alfonso says, Supreme, can you talk in deep You mean depth about what you mean by how you start is how you finish? Yeah. Here's the issue. If you start like a dater, taking girls out on dates and doing the datey thing, then that's what you're gonna finish up like a dater. A dater dude. I'm sorry, you dater dudes, but more than often you get played by females these days. They'll stretch you out for X amount of dates. Jovina's ex-roommate, she suckered the dudes in on datey shit, never gave him any pussy. If you start like a real man, you'll get a real man's results in the whole thing. I'm sorry, but you daters, you're weak. You bow to women. I'm sorry, it's the truth. That's why you're struggling. You don't get what the results that players get. You know, players, we start as players, we get the results a player gets. We end like a player. When it's over, we just walk the fuck away. You daters, you guys get all emotional. Why did she break up with me? You start posting, asking me silly questions. She didn't like you no more, stupid. You fucked up. You weren't man enough.
Done with you.
You lack sex skills, whatever the reason. But you the way you start it's always been proven. The way you start is truly the way you finish when the relationship is over. If you're weak, you will show that weakness in the relationship, and you'll be weak when it ends. That means you'll nut up, you'll stalk her, you'll follow her around, you'll end up doing stupid shit, weak man shit. Okay? You ever dated any weak motherfuckers? Yeah, you had. In Mr. Insecure.
Yeah.
You guys never really officially dated, though.
We went out a couple of times.
Yeah, we went out a couple times. So there was no real relationship there. I'm trying to think of somebody, that nut up after you broke up with them or said, I don't want to see you anymore. Any of that?
I mean, I don't know. If they did, then I didn't know.
Yeah, so you didn't experience this. A lot of women experience guys nutting up. Nutting up means going crazy, stalking them, driving by their house. Women should be the ones doing that, by the way. Driving by your house. Okay?
I did have one guy called me after I was seeing you. Called me and said, "Why'd you kick me to the curb?" That was about it.
Why did you?
I was done with him. Duh. You know the answer.
You know what's coming.
Hotless.
Yep.
I heard that song today on my way.
Hotless?
And I started cracking up because I started thinking about it.
Something about me?
Yeah, because you're the only one that ever sings it to me.
Women can be more heartless than us males because they know how to handle their emotions better than we do. We're not trained to handle our emotions, so we get all upset and we flame out. Look at the one guy that was on here that I had to keep banning because his girlfriend dumped him finally. The one that he would give her all this money, she wouldn't give him any sex, she would fuck other dudes, she'd cuss him out, treat him like shit. That weirdo. Look how he nutted up. He had no emotional maturity. Look at what Kitty Cat's becoming. So us males, we're not trained to handle emotions. I went through the shit. At least once. I'm sure. Yeah. The MAC makeup chick, that wasn't a good one. Before that, I was pretty free. I was glad to walk away from bitches, but still. I had to learn how to grab my emotions. Okay? Get on to hey, Kitty Cat. Leave Kitty Cat alone, fellas. And recognize he's a kid. What is he, 15?
Doesn't matter. If he's under 18, he's a kid.
Yeah. Willie B. Girl says she can see something long-term with me, but that scares her. Any advice? Jovina?
Well, it depends. Are you moving? If you're moving too fast, maybe that's what's scaring her. Maybe she's just not ready to move that fast.
True that, yeah.
So maybe you just need to have that conversation with her.
I hope this is going through, but I hope you heard what she said. That sounds very valid to me. Kind of surprised that a girl would say that. It's usually us guys that get scared.
Well, it depends on how old she is too. If she's young, then she may not want to move that fast.
She may not want to settle down. She want to try other
She may not want
dicks.
to settle down.
She wants to have fun. To young girls, is fucking lots of dudes fun? That's part of the fun of the variety, and is that what they call the fun? You know, fun of dating.
I guess, but it's not necessarily always about that. It's sometimes they just don't want to rush into a relationship because they just want to be free to do whatever they want to do and not have anybody to answer to.
Kitty Cat says he's 21. Whoa, you sure act young, Kitty Cat.
Birth certificate.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a birther. That's what they call the people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Scout Chelsea Supreme. When you're talking to women, you said it's important to be relaxed because they become that too. I am learning how to be more relaxed around them. Good. You ever been around a guy that was nervous?
Yeah,
and he's trying to have a conversation.
You can kind of tell they're trying too hard.
What does that look like?
I don't know. They just
think back to the time you were on a date with somebody, or just even around them.
You can tell that they're telling you things about themselves that to try to impress you.
Mm-hmm. Such as, give me one example from your. Oh, I got a big car.
Either whether it be their job or what they do, what they do for a living, or where they've been, like traveling, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They overdo it on talking about those things in general.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that they're trying to impress you and that they're just not being natural. They're being, it's a kind of a nervous kind of a.
Yeah, their voice sounds a little bit on the nervous side as well. Okay, interesting.
Conversation's not flowing naturally. It's just.
Mm-hmm. How are those dates for you? How those work out for you?
Stressful.
Couldn't wait to get away, huh? Call because the jackass wouldn't relax.
Stressful because you want to relax, and if you can't be relaxed unless that person is making you feel that way. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't remember. I remember our first date. We went to the bar, had a drink. I was nervous though. I was like, what? Yeah. So you were able to relax. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in there, I kissed you. I remember that.
Yep.
We were sitting at the bar, and I think I just reached over and, yeah. Were you afraid that I was going to kiss you?
Afraid? Not afraid. No.
Did you know I was getting ready to?
Yeah, we started getting closer and closer.
We got a little closer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, this shit happens. You don't even realize it. She said we were talking, and we kept getting closer and closer, and I just was just natural. Yeah, and you was stuck to my ass ever since.
Not every minute of the day.
Never. Yeah, you never will either. Scout Chelsea. I'm just joking. Scout Chelsea, to get deeper into them, plant seeds, but the chick keeps pushing away. How did you make chicks absolutely comfortable around you? By being comfortable. You say you're getting better. Know that you're not all the way there, obviously.
Just have to relax.
Expect you have some shit like this. And some people are kind of guarded. And by the way, if they end up if I end up in a bar with somebody or over coffee with them, I've already established rapport with them beforehand. Like either on the dance floor. See, I didn't have to do all this cold shit. Dealing with a cold target, is it called like that? A cold female. Someone you don't really know very well. I've already put my hands on them somewhere. I already established the fact I'd already touched Javina on the dance floor. I already touched her body and shit like that. So I wasn't afraid to touch her anymore. So obviously you're dealing with some chicks that you don't know very well, you don't feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable, again, she's not going to be comfortable. And with the guarded ones, I don't do guarded chicks because I can tell by the way they dance. And the way you danced was, you didn't seem guarded. Your style of dancing.
I don't think I was either. Oh, I wasn't doing that.
You chewed your gum. Eyes rolled back in your head.
Oh, I did not.
What the fuck's wrong with this bitch? She about to have a spaz attack? You did the funky leg thing? I'm just teasing her. You did chew your gum though. You always chew, yeah. I seem like you always chewing some fucking gum.
Freshen the breath.
There was a time I wanted to fuck the shit out of you. I just wanted to fucking just pound your ass when I saw you because you had that gum in your mouth and it just turned me off. And I was like, what a fucking bitch. I was just fuck the shit out. Some dude was humping on you.
Didn't even
Some
know
dude.
anything about me.
I know. Some light skinned dude with glasses. He was humping on your ass behind. You know, I think he was mixed, humping on you. He had glasses, and you were standing there.
Somebody I was dancing with that day.
Yeah, he was behind you. And it struck a chord in me, and then I didn't like you after that for a long time. I saw you wore a dress one night. She looks nice today. She got some ass back there. Okay,
I wore a dress more than once.
She got something to work with. Yeah, you wore a dress more than once, I'm sure, but you know, I didn't really pay notice to you until that time I saw you on the floor with that mulatto dude with the glasses. Do you remember who that was? He had glasses.
Just some random guy that I danced with.
Okay, whatever.
I was never. I mean, I never got involved with anybody that wore glasses.
Yeah. Alfonso Supreme, after fucking a girl one night, you mean Stan, is it possible to convert her into a girlfriend, or will she always associate her slutty you mean slutty behavior? Why is it slutty? I don't think it's slutty that you sleep with someone right away. Do you think it's slutty?
No.
Do you feel like a slut afterwards? You ever done it? One night stands? Don't tell anybody that. That's your personal.
No.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Good. Then I'm not with a slut. I've never asked her that. But I have. I don't intend for there to be one night stands because if I'm taking her home, I want her to come on my team. So I'm giving the A game. You know, I always try to give the A game. Now I'm old. I don't do shit. You know, what you know.
And FYI, most women don't intend on being a one-night stand. Sometimes it just happens because the guy never calls back and never...
Yeah, they expect you to call back. So call her back. Say, hey, what are you doing? I was just thinking about you. Why don't you come on over? She knows what you want. If it was good to her, she'll come over, correct?
Exactly.
If she got a nut. Chronic gaming. Don't stress over women. It's a waste of time. And I agree with that. Don't stress over anything. Anybody. I'm ignoring you, kitty cat. Angelo, what does it mean when a girl punches you and assaults you jokingly, although she has a boyfriend?
Punches you? Oh, playfully.
And you are such a slob.
That means she's got a little crush. She's got a little... There's some interest there.
But she has a boyfriend.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. It just means maybe she's lost interest in the boyfriend's looking to replace.
Also, it could mean that you're in the friend zone. She feels comfortable around you, so she doesn't mind.
It depends on how she's doing, how it, you know. Mm-hmm. You could tell if it's I'm interested in you playfulness, or you're like a brother to me kind of a situation.
Good. Uh-oh. Wow. You had to go there, huh, Scout? You had to go there. How did your childhood programming affect your game? Wow. My childhood program was all negative. Like I was told I couldn't dance. My childhood program made me who I am because I struggled to overcome all those issues. We were just talking about my childhood issues a little while ago. So, but I was also programmed by my father, who was a player, the old school player. You know, they got females and all that kind of shit. So that influenced me. I tried not to be a player. When I got my girlfriend pregnant, I married her. I tried to be an upright, decent man, even though she decided to get pregnant deliberately and stop taking the birth control pill. And I knew that going into it. I went to work at Pacific Bell. I had 2 kids that weren't mine. I had one that was just born. And I tried to be an upstanding, upright type of man. And did I ever tell you, she was getting ready to cheat on Donnie's getting ready I think she did cheat on me with Donnie's dad?
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Okay. Yeah. I retreated into a world of sci-fi. Our relationship wasn't good for a long time. It wasn't good until after I broke up, but I see elements of my childhood programming there also that pushed me to become a player. Now, there was nothing good coming out of that childhood except distrust of females. I didn't trust women because of issues with my own mother. As one woman said, I talked to one of her care workers today, your mother's a liar. And she's the worst Christian she's ever met. My mom pretends to be a Christian. She puts things down so people see it, like a book on the Bible, so that she gives the appearance of being a Christian.
She's a good actress.
Yes, she's a good, as Jovi said, she's a good actress. That's what her caretaker said today. She's an actress. So I grew up with a lack of trust of women, and because I had issues like when a child is a baby, that child needs its mother for nurturing. My mom gave me away and took off, so I didn't get that. So I ended up trying to get love from all these different types of women out there. Most guys who are good players, they do have issues with their mother. They don't get along with their mamas. Okay, guys who become pimps, they didn't get along with their mothers. They don't have good relations with their mothers. I've noticed there's a trend there. I'm saying most, not all. Okay, so in that way, it pushed me into seeking all this. I needed love from all my women. I know they love me. That's why I did the whole anal sex thing, to test their love for me. If they could take dick in the ass, that means they really cared for me. Okay? So from them, I always made sure that, they were always, took care of me. Because I didn't get that as a kid. I was my father's, I have an older brother who's my half-brother. That was my father's firstborn. And as my mom said, you're nothing but an Arnett. That's my last name. You're nothing but an Arnett. And all your Arnetts are the same. So that's what I grew up with. So I became that. Okay? Scout Chelsea. It's sensual. The best way to go about in the game or being serious. Consider that I'm laid back and cool. Do whatever fits your personality. Okay? If you're real serious, you'll attract girls that like serious males. I know both of these have their markets exactly, but is one more success? I did the sensual thing. I wasn't super successful over a guy who was more serious. Grease is more the serious type. I'm more the sensual type. Chronic Gaming. Can you do more workout videos? Yeah, I'm working on that. That's the market I'm trying to get into. It's hard to break into a new market, especially this market. It's inundated with trainers who have better websites, better landing pages, and I'm outclassed. I'm honestly admit I've been outclassed. Now, 10 years ago when I first started, putting up some of the workout videos, I should have did it then. I should not have spent time with you guys. I should have been in the fitness industry. I would have been at the top now. I would have been the guy that people were coming to. I would have had tons of products out. I would have been super successful if I did it back then. Because nobody was making like my ab workout videos, my workout training videos I have with Jovina doing. Nobody was doing it. And I could kick myself. That's why I get a little angry at the community sometimes. I feel like I've wasted my time. I look at like Coach Corey, in 2 weeks he gets like 40,000 views, and I get 2 weeks I get maybe 400 views. Fuck. I should have did it. That's where my true talent comes out. Yeah, I was good at getting women. I'm now good at helping other guys get it. Was it done for me? Man of Power. Hey, Player Supreme, I got a question. Are the people that make these African videos agents or what? I see them all over YouTube. Man of Power, my first thought was that they were agents, because what that causes is misinformation being released. But I'm beginning to think that I don't really know how they could actually really believe that. I showed a video showing the actual manifesto records of the ships. I showed the video showing, by the way, there was no slaver ships. These ships were always converted. Now, Jovina's people, they were the great slavers back, or the great, yeah, they were slavers too, but the Portuguese were the great sailors back then. They built boats, and Queen of Spain commissioned boats. Boats were hard to build. They didn't make a boat just for slaving. They used converted boats. So I showed what the boats had been repurposed as, where it came from, and before it became a slave ship. I showed the records, and these people still say the same. And the jackass really said, how come nobody's ever has any relatives that remember slavery? Like slavery didn't exist. He didn't realize that my dad's father, although he wasn't African American, but he was born in the 1800s. His mom's mother was a slave. His mom's grandmother was a slave. They were kids when slavery ended. One fella came in and posted his great aunt's grandmother was a slave and was 16 years old when she remembered going through the plantation and saying, Lincoln freed the slaves. She remembered that. And these people, just because there's nobody alive to talk about slavery, despite the last woman that was a slave, they actually recorded her words. But somehow these guys have blinders on that they can't go find this information. I have trouble actually believing that. I have trouble believing that they're really that stupid also. Because I also noticed the people that make those videos have no proof. Exactly. All they show is pictures and post memes. They showed a picture, one of the pictures they like to use of the people in the islands. Island people had, curly hair. There were blacks out there in the islands, by the way. Where do you think, who's those people again? With the afros? Fijians came from. Oh. And they tell you they came from Africa. So, and there is evidence of blacks being here. There was the mound builders. There's the Tolmecs. Damn it. My brain's... Olmecs, thank you. The Olmecs. Yeah. So you've been listening. You're learning, huh? The Olmecs, yeah. But they're trying to say that the slaves came from Native Americans that were already here. Even though there's the records, and white people are fucking fanatic bean counters. You know how they are. You're black. They record everything. Because they're the ones all about capitalism and commerce. So you record how many beans are in there, how many beans you sell. So they record all this shit. And these people act like they can't find a fucking record? No, I can't believe they're that stupid. It's embarrassing to the black race, and I think it's meant to make us look like fools. It's just because I'm beginning, I think that the guy that really started this shit is kind of crazy. Because blacks do go crazy. You lose your mind, you smoke enough weed, you start believing shit. And the dude that's starting this shit is that one guy with the dreads. And I know he smokes some mad fucking weed to come with some shit like this. And we're so stupid and such suckers, we'll believe anything. Because he uses the right talking points. We don't produce anything. Yeah, actually we do. Blacks don't produce it. Yeah, we do. We produce clothes. We produce makeup. We had record industries before whites took it over, ran us out. We had BET with our own station before whites bought it out. We had our own magazine before whites bought them out. But we did produce things. Even in this fucking climate of America. So you're going to get me ranting about this shit. It's really irritating. But anyway, let's go to Willie B. You ever messed with a girl and fucked her best friend? Tips on that. Yeah, I fucked two roommates. Yeah. Because they both wanted. The one chick was bragging about how good the sex was because she had never had sex with a dick inside of her. And then she told a roommate about it. And she came over one night. I don't know how that shit fucking happened. I said, we're going, George, come on over. And we did it. I don't know. I've had a bad past. When you think about it, it was a really fucked up past. The mother and her daughter.
Yeah.
If I ever had sex with your mom, would you ever forgive me?
Hell no.
I would never forgive myself. Your dad would shoot me.
He doesn't have
No,
a
he'd
gun.
be choking me.
He didn't have a gun. He doesn't have a weapon.
Excuse me for bringing that out there.
He'd
Erase.
find
Just
something.
erase, yeah. You find something.
Take his big truck and run you over.
And I'd stand and let him. I love your mother. Chronic gaming. Very true. I agree. You deserve a lot more for the work you do, and people say that all the time, man. But how many guys have donated $5? That's on. I have a donation thing on my page where all my products are. Nobody. Actually, there's been a couple of people. That's it. Nice words, but talk. As long as the advice is free, people keep coming. That's what it really is. Lucky I like giving free advice. Keonta, hey Dad, can you repost an old video you had titled Cost? I have no idea where that is, man. Remember, my old channel was destroyed. I got some of the videos back for like a year and a half of worth of it. Chelsea is building rapport based only in her mind, or is it a concern if she doesn't take a deep interest in? Okay, if a girl doesn't feel some form of connection with you, Scout, and Jovi can answer this also, they're going to have sex with you. Do you think girls just really want to lay there, open their legs, let someone violate them they don't feel anything for? So a rapport is very important to women. They always talk about, why I just didn't feel it with them. There just wasn't nothing there. Give me some more words you guys use. I didn't feel a connection.
Yeah, he's not my type.
That's words, code words they use.
Things,
yeah. He's not my type. David Akondi. I got a question. Why is that taller guys always try to pick on a brother? I'm 5'5", by the way. Is it an ego boost? You know what? There's some 5'5" dudes they won't pick on. It's what you're giving off. Okay? It's not that you're 5'5". It's how you probably look at them, they're so tall and you worship them. They can feel it. They can feel your weakness. So you're giving off weakness. Okay? Willie B. Thing is, the girl wants to get serious and we've fucked already, but her best friend and I have been Snapchatting and I don't know how to escalate. The same way you do any other girl. If I said, hey, why don't you come over by my place? Mm-hmm. If I said that to Jovina, it would be up to her to decide, well, do I feel like getting fucked today or not? Mm-hmm. And it's up to them. Just invite them over. Willie B. Could it be a setup? Could be. And is it wise to try to escalate with the best friend? No, it's not wise, actually. The two roommates, it ruined the relationship. It ruined our friendship. Because it turned out the main chick, she was a gold digger. She's a great golfer. She learned golf so she could meet rich white males. Those two, there was a guy named Eppie's. You remember Eppie's restaurant?
The restaurant,
yeah. They were buddies with him, She liked older males. They liked older rich males. She had married a black dude with a huge dick, she said, but he made money. But she said, she was straight up. I've got photos of her. She was one of my clients. Straight up that she looks for rich men. She was Clorox head, skinny, but she had no boobs or ass. Yuck. Whereas the other one, she was curvy, soft, but flat stomach. Anyway, why was I bringing that up? It ruined their friendship. It ruined my friendship with them and all that. Let's leave it at that. Mind power. I see how I ramble sometimes. I go off.
You do ramble.
I go off into
on a
the
tangent.
Well, I go off because I see them in my head and I re-experience the entire thing. Like I just experienced, the everything. Everything flashed through my mind.
It's like an old man telling tales of his past.
No, I don't think people know how powerful my memory is. When I go into a memory thing, everything flashes at me. Like I just stick my finger up her ass, and I was fingering the clit, and I finally got her first nut. Ramming my finger up her ass at the same time and shit. She had to have, the main chick had to have the vibrator thing. She's a vibrator junkie. And I had all that flash through my mind. Yeah. Man of power. Hell yeah, I agree with you, player. Them clowns are crazy. I can't even look up African history on YouTube without seeing them American ain't African videos. That's designed to separate the race also. Separate us from the motherland. Which is stupid. I mean, come on. Where else are black people from, if not Africa? Jesus Christ. Even the Fujians say they're from Africa. They know their history. They're the ones you see the black people, they're almost like an Asian group, but they're black. They wear those afros. The women wear the afros.
One sure way to find out, do your DNA. You can find out exactly.
And that's the other thing. They try to debunk DNA. And if you look on YouTube, Man of Power, look at all the African Americans who are doing their DNA. Oh, I'm part Mali. I'm part Congolese. I'm part this. Because of the breeding that they did on us, like dogs. They bred us like dogs to produce a strong crop. That's why we're such great athletes. Besides the fact that, we're the original people. We're descended from the original people on the planet. Our motor skills are a little bit better. We have just that little bit better thing going on. Scout Chelsea is getting and using her fantasies. You're still talking about her? I already said it's not a good idea to go down there. Use her fantasies, what you refer to selling her dreams. No, it's not. That's only part of it. Selling her dreams, what you want out of life. What's your dream to become? That's what you sell. Jody didn't have any dreams. I also wasn't practicing the game on her. I never tried to sell Jovina. She didn't have any dreams anyway, but I never tried to sell Jovina a dream of, what is your dreams anyway? I never even asked her. You just want to be who you are. You don't have any dreams of becoming this or becoming that.
I never had big ambitions, I guess.
You have no ambitions. Huh?
Wasn't raised that way.
You're raised to be a simple old Portuguese.
Yeah.
Work a 9 to 5. See, I took you out of your squalor and I rode you up. Now you can do public speaking. I made you something.
Just do your show.
I made you the woman that you are today. Without even doing anything on you. Of course I got jokes. How do you manipulate your fantasies? I've already told you guys that. Your fantasies, and I'm talking about sexual fantasies, of course, you feed back to them in bed. You say them and have her start imagining them while you're boning. At least give her something to do while you're fucking her. She ain't nothing else to do, right? That sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Will he be? I'll be done in just a minute here. Will he be? They're not roommates, and I don't have my own place. We're college students, so I might just go. You're gonna go for it anyway. I already knew that. I warned you, okay? You see how guys don't listen to me? You guys see that? You guys do what you really want to do anyway. I already warned Willie B. Don't do it. It's going to ruin their friendship. It's going to cause you some problems. But of course, you guys think with your dicks. You don't think with this. And now I know that about you, Willie B. Don Alfonso, Supreme. It's been 2 weekends now, and I haven't gotten any one-night stands. So basically, How do I get back into that flow? Well, next girl you catch, keep her around. Why are you doing one night stands? That's not what I teach. Answer me. Everybody else stop talking. Don, why the fuck are you doing one night stands? Why?
People like that kind of thing.
Rennie Stevens, no, it's not just 100% of man's energy. That's important to have 100% of your energy, but it's a mixing of the two energies. You got to understand women as well. I'm waiting, Don. Valentin Nettle. What do you do when the topic comes up of her fucking another man? Why would you bring it up? Are you trying to torture yourself? Are you trying to get insecurity going on? Why would you bring it up? Why would you ever bring it up if you're insecure? When I was in the game, I didn't have that kind of problem. I knew they were fucking other dudes anyway. I'm just going to try to be the best they had. So, why would you bring it up?
If you don't want,
do you tell her to drop her ass? Do you ignore it? Oh, she brings it up.
Oh.
That means she doesn't respect you as a man. If she's going to bring up other dudes she's fucking, she doesn't have respect for you as a man. Every girl knows the game not to bring up other dudes they're fucking. Would you tell dudes you were going to have sex with how you fucking this dude and fucking that dude?
No.
She's one of them disrespectful kind of little bitches. And something about you makes her think she can get away with that shit.
Obviously does let her get away with it.
Yeah, she's doing it. Don says, because I don't know how to catch/keep girl. You invite them over. You ask them out on this one. When a girl, after she has sex with you, it's okay to take her on a date then. Go buy her a fucking hamburger or something. I don't know. Or have her take you out. If the sex is really good, have her take you out. Okay? But you invite her back over. You don't call them. Always call them the next day, see how they're feeling. Always. Okay? Don't let the day go by after she's left your house and you don't call and, hey, I really enjoyed it last night. Bring up about the sex. Your body felt really good laying next to mine. That'll trigger her mind back to what happened. You always want to stay up in the bitch's mind, fellas. Don't listen to these goddamn nerds online. Remember, nerds are creepy little dweebs. They don't know a damn thing about women. They're nerds. So that shit about don't call her for 2 weeks, ignore that. It's coming out of nerd mentality. They don't back engineer shit. Donald Founds, honestly, the girlfriend thing, I don't know how to do. You don't do it. You just start cohabitating. You invite her back around for more. I don't have girls that are friends unless they're my sister. I was never friends with the girls I was fucking, but we were fucking. Miguel?
Coming over in about 30 minutes, 45 minutes or something.
Okay, good. Staying ready. Is there an age limit when it comes to being in the playing field? I'm in my third. Yeah, I think, I was feeling old I stopped in my 40s, That's kind of old to be playing. Unless you're recently divorced. Then you got to get out and have some fun before you settle down again. But, 40s I think is getting kind of old. Valentin. The situation was we was in the club, and one of her fuck buddies came up and acknowledged her, and they talked, and I asked her how she knew him. Excuse me. Okay, keep going. By the way, I would never, ever ask a bitch how she knew him. That they came up and talked. It's obvious. I'm not that insecure. Every bitch I knew, including Jovina, I already knew some of the dick was up in there. Dicking her down. Okay? So I want you guys to accept that the girls you meet in nightclubs that are decent to good looking, they got other dicks that's dicking them down. Okay? They're there looking for more dick. Give it to them. Don't trip. Don't be like little bitches about it. Don't be immature about it. Be adults about it. Be a man about it. Accept the fact, okay, there's other dicks here. I got to prove my mettle. Okay? Donald Fountain, thanks, Supreme. Good night. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Good night to you. Remember, Don, invite them over. Call up the last girl you're over with. Tell her you were busy with family stuff, but you want to reconnect with her. It's not too late. Apologize for not getting... Always apologize like a man. Hey, I'm sorry I haven't contacted you, but I'm free now. I got really busy with some family stuff and emergency and stuff, so my mind was in another place, but I want to, I really enjoyed the last time we were over, and I want to see if you want to come over again. You notice I had my game voice on? You never give them the same voice that you talk to dudes with. All you guys should be working on developing your game voice when you talk to a female. Hey, how you feeling today? Okay? The energy slows down. Your voice slows down. You try to make it as deeply as possible. And soft. Make her lean in to listen to you. Because that's a voice you want to use while you're fucking. Are there any questions, fellas? Going once, because I'm not going to just sit here. I don't know if this is coming through. I just saw the notice the video output is low. That's because, as I said, I had a line. Jovina, yeah. Be careful coming around the corner. Part of the video you can see down the hallway. So make sure your clothes are on.
I have my clothes on.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta take all those clothes.
It's not big. It's just a little fraction. Okay, there you go. Use them for a long time. When I'm doing downloading stuff like that, so I do apologize. I forgot it was running, so it looks like the upload was going real slow and bad and all that stuff. Hopefully, you guys got your answers to your questions, and looks like it froze up. Looks like it says stream resumed. Oh, fuck. No. I know what's going on. I'm out of here. I'm actually using a VPN, and I forgot to... fuck, where's my torrent? I was doing some torrents, and I forgot to get off the VPN. I can't do it now. The VPN that I'm using, the upload's real slow. So this show's probably not even going to come out really well. I apologize. I'll try to make sure that it's better in the future. Looks like it's lost it. So I'm going to just go ahead and close out the show. You guys take care if this is recording, and I do apologize again.